Today's video is sponsored by Land Air Sea. Keep tabs on all your valuable assets from the palm of your hand. Remember, with Land Air Sea, theft is temporary. Visit landairSea.com to order your Land Air Sea GPS unit for your classic vehicle.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jeff with the Collector Car Network, and I'm here with Lance of Superformance. We're going to be taking a look at this beautiful Grand Sport Corvette. Lance, do you mind telling us a little bit about what we've got in front of us here?
Yeah, so I'm always excited to talk about my cars. And the Grand Sport was one of the highs in my life to come up with a Chevy, which I've always loved. Always did the Fords, we did all the Cobras, as you know, but I always wanted to do the Corvette Grand Sport. I mean, this car, I remember as a kid looking at it, and posters in my room, and it next to Fair Force Major. No, I didn't say that. Just the Corvette was in my room, sorry. I approached General Motors for close to 6 years to try and get a license. 4, 5, 6 years to get a license. And it was just no, 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 no. And to cut the story a little shorter, ended up meeting a retired senior exec from Ford. And I was telling him about it. And he says, well, I got a friend at General Motors. I'll make a call for you. Called the guy. I was then called to go meet with General Motors licensing in Michigan. Todd, my guy, picked me up, and we go to the licensing, and the most wonderful guys at the time that did the licensing for General Motors, and they were so excited about the idea that this car was going to happen. They all loved the Grand Sport. Yeah, and then that was it. We got the license, but then it took nearly 5 years to get the car done.
Sure.
The factory, and the owner who runs the factory is a perfectionist, Jimmy Price. He's just an absolute perfectionist, and he had to get everything right. And we said, Jimmy, that car it'll be good. It'll be good. No, this has got to be right. That's got to be right. I've seen another book, I've found another picture, because nothing was extensively documented back those days. You know, it was a case of there were drawings, there were blueprints. I managed to, through with a friend of mine, Alan Savasian from Duntov Motors, we went and found Bob Ash, who owned all the original blueprints to the Grand Sports. He had worked on 3 of the original Grand Sports and restored them. He had 2 storage lockers full of parts, a Grand Sport frame he had made, a lightweight body that he had made perfect. He had taken plaster Paris molds of car number 2, Grand Sport number 2, when he restored it, and he made all these parts. He had jigs and tooling for the little vents, for all these vents, the light covers, I mean, everything for the car. We bought all of that from him and then shipped it back to South Africa. And as I said, 5, 6 years later, before the first one came. So this one standing is pretty special. It wasn't the first one we built, but it was the one we reserved for a very special customer of ours, Craig. And this is GS1. Yeah, this is Corvette GS1. And been between myself and Craig, it's been with us for 12, 13 years. It's finally now probably for sale, but it's just a great car. I'll show you here, and you just let me know. You got something.
Sure.
Todd, you want to grab that side? Yeah. So we built this one very period correct, everything done correct. The engine is based on the old 377.
Oh, wow.
Cross Ram Weber setup that they ran back in, well, that would have been 64 by then when they went to this. These engines made originally probably 450, 500 horsepower. They were pretty strong, and the car just drives so beautifully. Major difference we have done, you know, for the modern driver that's used to an Audi, a BMW, a Toyota. This now has air conditioning, power steering,
got the compressor down there at the
electric
bottom.
windows. It's actually got central locking. But for the true racers, we do build ones without all that. So the car will have the Perspex side windows, the small race bucket seats, and be a lot lighter than this car with all the options in it. You're welcome. Take a look inside.
Here you go. Yeah, so what changes inside, being that you guys have a few modern updates? So
yeah, we've made them more comfortable seats. We got most of our owners asking for that. This car's on its way to a show, so that's why it's got the brochures. It's on its way to Barrett Jackson. But the gauge cluster, everything is the same as what the Corvette Grand
the steering column is, everything
and
is.
It's actually an I-did-it column. It's a very nice column. So
it's very nice.
You've got a tilt wheel in it.
Wow.
And then if you go through to the back, these were the air vents for cooling. It's got the diff cooler in the exact same space as the original car. Perspex rear window. We've even on this car, if you go down to the wheels, you'll see these are the original magnesium wheels made from tooling that made the original wheels.
Wow.
So we can't get that anymore. This is one of the last cars that'll have it. We got about 20 sets of them, and that's all. But that's how cool this is. It's right down to the correct wheels. We don't do what many of the kit car replica companies do, where they put a C4 or C3 suspension. This is original Grand Sport. We copied the original drawings on what they did. It was a 63 Corvette suspension that was just upgraded by Arkus-Duntov originally, so that the car would, handle better, and it does. Even our car with the extra weight, we still at about 2,700 pounds. So we still, easy 600-700 pounds lighter than a 63 Corvette. And we don't have any of the body flex and roll or anything like that in the old Corvette. So the Grand Sport didn't have a trunk. It just if you open this up, it would just be a hole through, and there was a battery mounted in the back. We put a nice trunk in because most of our guys tour with the cars.
Yeah, there's a good amount of room in there.
You've actually got a reason. I can get 2 cabin bags in there. And closes up nicely.
I was going to say, that's a nice thud to it. That's solid.
This is the difference between one of the Superformance Corvettes is when you close the door. It's a solid close. We even created the old fuel cap, and you put a locking cap in there. Somebody's left it off, but this is the original cap that was on the race car for a quick fill. Went down to, those were actually Chevy truck door handles. Arkus-Duntov shaved the handles in, and that was his effect of aerodynamics on the car. Stainless steel side pipes, and that covers most of it. We run better brakes, of course, than what they had. This car stops very well. It has Willwood 4-piston caliper brakes all the way around, so it stops really well. I've done many long trips all the way from Southern California, Irvine to Utah, and the car drives beautifully through 95-degree temperatures through the desert, no problem.
So with everything that you guys have done, this is probably closer to a reproduction than even being a replica per se, right? With all the detail that you guys have taken.
It's a new. So as I said, we will build for a customer the race version, same as the race car. It'll be exactly, we can do the thin body, we can do all that, but we get no demand for that because everybody wants to drive them on the street.
Right.
And this is a drivable car. You can draw. I'll start it up so you can just hear the sound.
Yeah.
The Chevy engine has its own unique sound.
That's good stuff.
And that's the Corvette Grand Sport with listen to this door. I love closing. I love closing these doors. They're solid.
That's probably better than the original car, I would imagine, as far as the door closes and everything
goes. Didn't sound like that when it closed.
Yeah,
But that's our pride and joy. 2-year waiting list at the moment for a Corvette Grand Sport. They sell really, really well. We don't build a lot of them. We don't build as many of them as we build Cobras, so it's on a different production line. But we've just had wonderful owners that have bought them. One of the top guys in General Motors owns one of our Corvette Grand Sports.
That's cool.
Director at the museum, he's one of the gentlemen at the museum, also owns one of our Corvette Grand Sports, and the list goes on. It's a
testament to the cars that you guys are building here.
Yeah, the car is correct.
So if somebody's interested in ordering it, obviously there is a 2-year waiting list, but what's the best way to reach out to you guys if they're interested in
Superformance has dealers all over the country and all over the world. So you're going to go to superformance.com, you send your inquiry in, and we will direct it to one of the dealers closest to you. And they will contact you and go through the order process with you. It's pretty simple. And you get a great choice of engines. So this car you're looking at is traditional. And we've done about 6 or 7 of them traditional. What I love, my favorite one, and unfortunately people offered me too much money, so I sold it, but I had a red and white one with an LT4 in.
Nice.
Man, what a machine. Stupid fast. It was nuts, because it's still 300-400 pounds lighter than the LT4 Corvette with the same engine.
It's a very compact engine too.
Yeah, and in this car, it was so fast, but I was getting 24 miles to a gallon quite easily, on long trips, and that in an old Corvette with 700 nearly horsepower is so yeah, I love the LT4s. We've done a lot with LS3s. Excellent engine. It's just the workhorse of Chevy's aftermarket engine. You get a bit of a crackly cam, and the fun with LS3s is just a great engine.
They start at like 540 horse, right?
Yeah. And we did one with an LSA, with a Cadillac CTSV. That was our prototype. It was shown in the GM display. Way back in the early days when we launched the cars, and that engine was so strong. As I say, I always tell people, GM lied. They said the engine makes 556, I think. We ran on the dyno, and we were showing 525 to the rear wheels.
Oh,
so the
smokes.
engine makes way more than they said it.
Yeah,
it's a very powerful engine in the LSA.
Well, cool. That's a beautiful story with an obviously gorgeous car. So if you guys are interested in checking out a Grand Sport for yourself, all you have to do is head to Superformance's website, where they'll be able to check it out, and the other cars that are, of course, listed here. If you guys enjoyed that video, could hit that like button for us. We'd really appreciate it. And consider getting subscribed for more content like that in the future. Thank you so much for watching.